Hi there. Thanks for stopping by my website. The last few years have been fantastic, and I really am thrilled to be here today to talk to you about the deep satisfaction I've been experiencing as a career coach. Now recently, I've been working with Magda Szubanski, and as many of you know, Magda has just completed a wonderful memoir, and it's a memoir that's been winning awards all over Australia, including Book of the Year. Instead of me talking about coaching, I'm now going to ask Magda what she got and what are the benefits she got from being in the coaching process. Hi Magda.
Hello Alex. Hello everyone.
Look, it's really great to have you here.
Pleasure. I'm
Good.
very pleased to be here. Thank you.
Great. I really want to ask you why you sought out a coach and then look at what are the benefits you've been receiving from coaching.
Well, I've had coaches on and off for years really, and it's something that once I cottoned on to the benefits of it, I was like, that is the kind of person I'm always going to want to have in my life.
Right.
Because if you sort of want to evolve either as a human being, in your career, as an artist, none of us can do this on our own. We all need help. But and you can only go so far with family and friends. But having someone who's just a little bit outside the picture, who brings a perspective and experience, who can be a great sounding board, as you are.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That it just means that you can look at things problems from a different angle and solve things and just make better choices, I think.
Great.
Someone like you who has experience, who's lived a lot. The great thing with you is that you've lived a lot, but you're also very contemporary. You've got that youthfulness about you, so you keep me sort of plugged into young stuff as well. But that thing of actually having someone that you respect, whose judgment you trust, who you know is on your side, who doesn't have an agenda, but can either give you advice or be a sounding board or just sort of open up new avenues of investigation, I've found to be invaluable, really.
Yeah, it's really about your journey. It's not about the coach's journey.
So it really helps. It's really helped me to also have more confidence, because you have those moments when you really, and you do this with me constantly, you kind of buck me up or just, give me a reality check or perspective on things, or like I'll test things out. Like I trust your judgment very much. Doesn't mean I always agree with you, but I very much trust where you're coming from and your integrity and your intelligence that helps me then calibrate where I'm going next,
Fantastic.
The thing is that, if you're talking to a friend or a family member, they've got their own stuff.
Yeah.
They have a vested interest. Whereas someone like you, it doesn't have that. Your only interest is to kind of bring out the best in me, so that I can work at my best and make the most valuable contribution that I possibly can while I'm here on this earth,
right.
Which is our stated aim. So it's been really, I find particularly working with you is really great because you have so much life experience which you bring to it, and you're so widely read. But you work the high end and the low end. You've got the sort of like the really populist feel, but you're really like, when I wanted to write a book that was completely different from what I'd ever done before, that was serious and literary, I knew that I could show it to you, and you could travel that distance,
Right.
So I don't feel like I'm ever outstretching you,
No.
which is great.
That's great. That's really kind of you to say.
It's very true.
Thank you.
What's for you? Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, of course.
What for you is? What is it that makes you want to do this sort of work?
I just find the most enormous satisfaction from, like what you're saying, coming from my experience and being able to share that experience with people who are perhaps looking to change direction in their work, or they want to finish a certain project. Yeah. And it's such a joy to have them realize within themselves their potential, or that they can actually do something that's sort of been outside the box for them for years.
Yeah, beyond what you would have thought. Or
absolutely, yeah.
Because I know with me, like doing a book, which is the most different thing from what I've done before, 35 years of comedy and then 180-degree turn and do this serious book. And to be able to read passages of that were, I wouldn't have felt safe with anyone else. you know, that were really, this is pre a publisher and pre an editor, to be actually able to read it to you and know, A, that you had the intelligence to understand it,
right.
and then B, like you would surprise me, I'd have some obscure area of Polish history,
right.
and you go, yeah, I was reading this book about Polish history. I was like, who does that? You've got great general knowledge, which is very, very helpful, because you cover such a broad terrain and a deep terrain as well. But for me to be able to have someone like you that I trusted,
great,
with those initial pages that were so soul bearing, and you had no judgment. You know,
no.
You would give feedback, but there was no judgment. And
that's one of the great keys of coaching,
right.
is that you're not there to tell a person what to do, but you're there to assist them to get to that place and to get to a deeper place of understanding.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the thing for me with you, is I just feel there's not that judgment, and
right.
and that sort of stuff that you know, that first opening up about stuff that you really would feel embarrassed or ashamed to tell anyone, that first taking that step out of the, you know, the closet of shame, whatever the closet of shame you're in, you know, to be able to actually sort of open up to someone, then that just, you know, because they're the things that constrain us.
True.
You know, those fears and
absolutely. And it's really about developing trust. That's the whole thing about coaching.
Yeah.
And that relationship you have between coach and coachee.
Yeah.
It's extremely important to build that, to build on it. And that's why I like to spend several months with clients. It's really exciting. And I think it's really valuable for both.
Well, yeah, because you need time.
You do.
You know, everyone sort of wants everything to happen instantly. It just doesn't.
No.
Occasionally it does, but more likely it's just that ploddy thing, chipping away one step at a time, you know.
Yeah.
But in relation to the trust, I mean, I can also say this because I know you personally.
Right.
I trust you 1,000%. I mean, if I can't trust you, then trust doesn't exist in the world, and there is no such thing. You know, I find you completely trustworthy, and I know you to be an honourable, decent person. So that means that I feel then safe to open up, because I know it's not going to go any further, that you'll respect it, and that you'll treat it with the respect and dignity, you know, that you hope for, you know.
Well, thank you so much for saying that. Well, if you found this helpful and something really resonated with you today, please get in touch with me. You can leave a message on my website or call me. I really look forward to hearing from you, and let's get coaching.